morning, good morning. I'm early. We're gonna give a moment or two. I know it's Sunday, lazy, rainy Sunday morning. I'm gonna give a minute or two. So if you're catching the replay, you can move it forward. If you're catching live, we'll see if anybody gets up a little early, wipes the sleepiness out of their eyes. Good morning to you, by the way, good morning. It isn't a sunny morning today. It's honestly a windy, rainy, nasty morning, but it's Sunday, and this is the Daily Dose, and it's 8 a.m., so I'm live. Well, it just turned 8 a.m. I'm at the beach, but I'm in the car. So we're gonna give a minute or two. If you're coming on, grab your coffee. I know there may not be a lot of people. It's Sunday, you may sleep in. I got my coffee, got my notes. I'm excited to bring the Daily Dose to you this morning. But let's give it a moment. If you need to run to the bathroom, go run to the bathroom quick. If you want to just listen, Canvas and Clay by Pat Barrett. Good song. Don't go away though. You're going to want to check in with the Daily Dose. I'm going to say some good morning. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Renee. Share this. Before we get on live, share this. This is really 7 Sunday habits to get prepared for the week ahead. It's going to be a good one, so pass it on, share it right now so your friends can catch it live. Anybody you know that gets up early. Got a little worship music on. Rain is coming down. It's okay. Rain is good. Makes things green, right? Good stuff. Good morning to you. When you come on here, I don't want to see just the eyeballs. Just give me a little thumbs up, give a little wave, give a little low. It's going to be a great week ahead. I'm excited and encouraged by the week ahead. And that's really what this Daily Dose is for a daily dose, a dose of encouragement in a time in a world that doesn't really show a lot of encouragement, right? Well, I know what's going on in the world, and I know there's a lot of things that can be painful, discouraging, unsettling, things that can make you anxious, scared, stressed out. 2020 seems to be doing that, but you could do one of two things. You can respond or react. And the easy thing is, I think, for all of us, myself included, is just to react. And then just to, and it can cause a lot of unsettledness. It can cause a lot of discouragement. But you're not getting that from me. Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Casey. Appreciate you for being on here. Just waiting for 1 or 2 people to come on. Get your coffee. If you're catching this on the replay, I want to hear from you. Let me know if you're catching this live or on the replay. Give me a little thumbs up. You can post little comments. Feel free to interact with me. This is live. The Daily Dose, just before we get into it, is purely a daily dose of encouragement. And we're going to talk today about the 7 Sunday habits, to prepare yourself for the week ahead. Good morning, Guy. Good morning. Yes, thank you. Awesome. So you think of like Sundays, sleeping in. I don't know what it looks like for you. But for me, I'm an early person, 4:30, most days of the week. Today, I feel so refreshed. I got up at 6:30. That's sleeping in for me, and it's not like that. It works. But again, I go to bed at around 9:30, 10, so I got a lot of sleep last night. I'm very refreshed. I feel refreshed. But that's not one of the habits, right? That'll be coming up for this week. Number one, and I have 7 of them, so you're gonna want to hang on and feel free. The only thing I ask for this is that if it is encouraging to you, if you found value in it, if you didn't, that's fine. But if you found value in it, all I ask is that you pass on this encouragement to others. If you pass on this daily dose. This is episode number 70, which means if you're catching me for the very first time, the Daily Dose, I've done 69 other episodes, 8 a.m. You can go back, scroll through, you can click on videos, I think, in my profile. And I've done 70 episodes every single day for the last 70 days. So today we're going to talk about the 7 Sunday habits to prepare yourself for the week ahead. And I might need to turn a little light on. It's a little dark in here. So number one, start your morning off slow. Start your morning off slow. That's what I did on Sunday. Today, just started off slow. You know, where the weeks probably can get ahead of you, get really busy, whether you're still confined to your home or you have to get back into the new normal, whatever that looks like. Life is busy, right? Kids and work and just stuff going on. Sunday, start your morning off slow. Maybe sleep in like I did. Take your coffee, make a nice breakfast for yourself. Just to take a little extra time on Sunday morning to get going. It's okay to relax and recover, right? If you're more like me, I'm on the go. Sundays, for me, sleeping in, it just felt awesome to not have any alarm go off and just wake up when my eyes opened up, right? And I'm very grateful for that. Number 2, now you would think, like, one of the things people think about, well, I got to make a to-do list for this week. And while I think making a to-do list is great. In fact, I do on a daily basis. But here's what's going to help you even more so. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Carl. Appreciate you. So we're talking about 7 daily habits, if you saw that's in the title. And we're on number 2. Now, it's not to write a to-do list. It's actually the opposite. What I'd like you to do is to write a not-to-do to-do list. Because it's easy to write the to-do list, but what happens and what gets in the way often is we get distracted and things that take us away from our to-do list. So what I would recommend, number 2, is to write a not to-do to-do list. Things that maybe steal and rob yourself of time. Maybe it's going in and scrolling through on social media. Maybe it's, spending too much time watching TV. Maybe it's just easily to get distracted. I get distracted. I have to have a not to do to-do list. I have a to-do list, but I also have a not to do to-do list. And what do? Is you write down a list of things you know are going to steal your time this week ahead, that are going to prevent you from achieving what you need to achieve. So number 2 is to write a not to do to-do list. Now, number 3 kind of goes in lines with that. Now, you're going to want to schedule things in your planner. Well, here's what I'm going to recommend you do. This is number 3. I'm going to recommend you schedule the things that you shouldn't be doing in your planner. Like, okay, you want to watch TV, but maybe you watch too much TV. Is schedule that in your planner. Okay, Monday, don't watch 3 hours of TV. Whatever that is. Maybe it's don't spend an hour and a half on just scrolling through social media feeds and just getting distracted. So number 3 is to schedule things that you're not going to do. Does that make sense? It's a little reverse engineering, but just schedule things that you're not going to do on your not to do to-do list. Hey, Michelle, number 4 on the 7 Sunday habits. Number 4 is a good one. Now make a menu. Now it's like, oh, meal prep. Everybody talks about meal prep. Nobody knows what the heck to do for meal prep. I'm going to take it back 6 steps, 7 steps. Forget making a meal plan. Make a menu. One of the first things you can start to do for your family, whether you have kids, older kids, younger kids, is to start out, forget making the meal prepping and making all kinds of foods and stuff, right? Because then what happens? Then you go like, well, what am I supposed to make? Well, why don't you just start off by making a menu for the week? What we like to do is on Sundays is write Monday typically through Friday. We don't do the weekends. We have a little flexibility in there. So number 4 is to make a menu. In other words, like, okay, not like writing it like a restaurant, but literally write Monday, easy, super easy. Monday through Friday. Monday, what are we going to eat? Tuesday, and you can just simply do dinners. Like for us, we have kids. Teenagers. They do their own breakfast. We do our own breakfast. Sometimes we do it on the weekends together. Lunch, if they're in school, they're not, but it's lunch. Everybody kind of. My wife's at work. I'm at work. We're doing our own thing. Dinner, I'm talking about. Start off easy. Start off dinner. Make a menu for dinner Monday through Friday, and just say, hey, what would you like to have? And then maybe even have the kids help out and have them pick one. It's not perfect, but at least you have it. You're not going to go into your week being confused and thinking like Tuesday night, and you come home from work and the kids are hungry and you're like, let's just order out. And then the next thing you know is you're kind of off track with what you're trying to do with your health. So that's number 4. Number 5, we got 7 Sunday habits to prepare yourself for the week ahead. Number 5, of course, I'm going to tell you to plan your workouts, but don't just plan like I'm going to work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm not talking about that. Sure, that should be a no-brainer. Like, you should already have that dialed in. If you want to do something every day, you need to plan it out every day. But here's the thing you need to also look at is when, where, what, and how. So when, where, what, and how. When are you going to do it? Here's my suggestion to you in when to work out. I would suggest not just having your ideal times, to have a backup time. And then maybe even get super anal about it and do backup time. Have an A, B, and C. Have okay, my ideal would be the first thing in the morning, but then you have your backup time. Like your backup time would be, well, I could maybe get half of it in at lunch, or maybe right after work before you do anything else. Then you have your backup time. Is then if you can't get into that day, maybe you need to try to work it in together with your next workout. On your day off, make that your workout. So you need to have a backup, right? Does that make sense? So hopefully it does. Hey, Sarah, good morning. So where are you going to do it? Well, maybe you're still kind of considering whether or not to go to the gym and social distance yourself and have to clean all the equipment and worry about all that stuff. Or you can look at alternatives, working out outside, working out at home. Okay, where? Okay, I got that. I'm going to plan it out. Same kind of thing. Then what are you going to do? Okay, so if you've been doing the same, like, oh, well, I haven't been to the gym in a while and I'm going to go to the gym and get back into it, I'd be very cautious of if you're going back to doing what you're doing at a gym, is to be careful of how you're going to do it. So the next thing, don't think you're going to probably have what you had going into the gym before coronavirus if you've been out for the last 8, maybe 12 weeks. So just keep that in mind. So make your workout a plan, not just when you're going to work, like not the time of day you're going to work out. Go a little bit more deeper into that. Now, again, if you have no workout plan, you probably need to get a hold of me. And I would say I'm not the right fit for everyone, but if you want to know what that looks like, you can schedule a call. We can look and see if you're a good fit or not. And then I can make sure that we would map out exactly what you do and where you do it and how you do it and what you do, and obviously to get results. Because if you're just going through the motions of working out and you're not getting the results, you're wasting a lot of time that you could probably be doing, maybe spending on Netflix or scrolling through social media. So number 6 is to carve out time for yourself. Sunday's a great time to carve out time for yourself. And maybe you need to do that on a daily basis. For me, I like carving out time in the early morning. I spend quiet time. I have that. I've done, actually, here's a little side note. My 4:30 was my go-to time, and now I actually bumped it up to 4 a.m. Yes, I'm crazy. 4 a.m. early mornings work for me. So my day starts, if my wife's not too happy, by the way. So just on a side note, 4 a.m. is my time now to get up, because I find I get so much work done early, which means if I get work done early and I want to have time for me, I make that even earlier. So from 4 to 5, really 4 to 4:30, 4 to 5 is pretty much my time for me. So that's a daily basis. And I'll tell you what, starting my day, giving myself time is amazing. So if you haven't done any of that, maybe you need to set your alarm clock early to have a little self-care. Maybe you don't have any time in the day, you're busy, is to set that time earlier. And you're like, oh, well, I'd rather get my sleep. Well, okay, let me know how that goes if you wake up and your just day is completely jam-packed and you have no time to yourself, right? So number six, now this is the last one. I got a bonus one too. Go to bed early. Go to bed early. And on a kind of a side note, in addition to that, go to bed early. Like, what are you doing up late? If you're I'm a night owl. Well, are you a night owl and you just watch TV or news? And that's probably one of the worst things you can do, not staying up late. Again, I'm not saying you have to be a morning person. But if you're staying up late to watch, like, criminal shows and news and all the doom and gloom, and you go to bed with that on your mind, that's hard to sleep with. I'll tell you what, if you're wondering why you're not getting good sleep at night, it's probably due to what you're putting in your mind the last thing before you go to bed. So I would just say on that, number 7 is to go to bed early, but also be very careful. Kind of an additional part to that is how you're ending your day before you go to bed. Very, 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 very important. And then the last thing for me, now again, this is whether you have faith or not. Oops, I actually wanted to share with you, because it's a little bit of scripture I'm going to share. Is how you finish your, not how you finish your day, is kind of, that was 7. There's a bonus. So the bonus is in who's guiding your way, who's guiding your week. Are you guiding your own week? Or are other people telling you what you should be doing all week long? That's me, right? I tell a lot of people what they should be doing all week long. Ones that are trying to get healthier and on track, right? So one of the things, and this isn't scriptural, this is actually a quote from Napoleon Hill: plan your work and then work your plan. You can do all this planning, say you can do all these 7 Sunday habits, and then not work the plan, and that's just as worse. So don't just step 1 foot forward and plan everything out for the week. Work your plan. I always tell this to my clients. and to my students, right? So I say to them, I was like, you got the plan, you got everything you need. Now you just got to work the plan. If you work the plan, you will succeed. And for me, kind of on a side note, is how I'm able to get through my weeks. And they're not always perfect. They sometimes suck. They've been hard lately. There's a lot of stuff distracting my mind. A lot of things that have been coming up trying to steal my weeks from me is this. Proverbs, check this out. The heart of a man is one of my favorite quotes and something that it resonates with me. Proverbs 16:9. The heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. Now, I'm going to do what I plan and do the best I can to plan my weeks and plan my days, sometimes even plan my hours. But my heart belongs to God, and I allow him the best that I can to plan his way in my life. And the only way I can do that is to actually let him. I mean, that kind of comes down to is you could try to run your own world and run your own game and run your own life and do all those things. And it's hard. And it's hard. And it doesn't mean that it's not hard when you allow God. In fact, I find it even harder. But I find there's a peace that comes when you work the plan that God has put in front of you. And one of the things he's told me in my time with him before this coronavirus and when this came on is he planned he planned a daily ritual he wanted me to do, and that's coming on here live to do this daily dose. So I don't know. Here's the thing is for tomorrow, listen to this one. For tomorrow belongs to people who prepare for it today. So 2 things. Make a plan today. 7 habits. Today you can start. Now you can't just do it once. You got to actually continue to do it. Again, you got to work the plan. Well, if you got no plan, there's nothing to work. So if you're wondering why your days and your weeks go by and they end up sucking and you end up not getting anything done, is probably because you don't start with a plan. And I hope these 7 habits that I've helped you with help you get through this week, and you can start today. So if you're chilling out, maybe, it's a rainy Sunday and you want to relax, take your time getting up. Then start going over these lists of these 7 habits that can definitely help you. They've helped me in my journey of pursuing the plans that I have, that God has for me in my life, and they can help you too. So listen, if you haven't watched it, so if you're just coming on, Debbie or Portia or Wendy, I'm going to save this. This will be down here. All of the daily doses. This is 70, episode 70. I recommend, if you like this one, go back and watch the other ones. All you got to do is you don't have to scroll through. I think you can look on photos or videos. I'll understand it. If you want to receive notifications when I come on live as a reminder. I do 8 a.m. and typically I do at least 2 to 3 lives a day, just so you know. I enjoy them. I love doing them. Outside of the daily dose, a lot of them have to do with your health and weight loss and pursuing your best. As an online coach, on a side note, I am an online coach. I do this for a living. I help busy moms and dads over 40 to lose weight, and to not only do that, to help them keep it off without long workouts and impossible diets. I have what's called a Lean Body Breakthrough coaching program. And I'll tell you what, it's a collaboration of the past 25 years of me working in the trenches with thousands and thousands of people in all different arenas. But right now I mainly focus on working with men and women that are over 40, and they're in a season of life that they realize they've tried all the other things, and they realize that they're tired of trying and not succeeding. So my mission and my goal, just on a side note, is my mission is to help over 1,000 people this year. Well, part of me helping 1,000 people is coming on and making my voice, whether it's an encouragement, whether it's helping you lose weight, whether it's, getting you to take that next step forward, whatever that looks like for you. So if you're interested, if you want any more information, just shoot me a private message. We'll get on a quick call. We'll see if we're a good fit for each other. So that's all I have. This is the Daily Dose, episode number 7, episode number 70 with 7. I was like, episode number 7. That was way long ago. Episode number 70 with the 7 habits to help you get through your week, and not just get through the week, but succeed in your week. So take care. Have a blessed day. It's a rainy one out there. We'll see you soon.